Hey there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So, the energy I'm feeling is charged with some sort of intense magnetic love and fated connection. And right now, the word coming through is destiny. I'm also hearing that, the final cycle is complete, okay? And this person is called back for a sacred reconnection. So, let's find out what other messages are coming through. So, starting off right now, you're in this mindset of you're investigating, you're doing research on something. For some reason, when I was like shuffling the cards, doing like a pre-shuffle, I also got I don't know why, Libra energy, justice coming through, something about truth, balance, fairness, and accountability. So that might be of significance in this love connection. Okay. Something to do with this person is maybe trying to take accountability for what they've done in the past. They want things to feel balanced. They want things to feel fair. Okay. It seems as though with this Ten of Pentacles, like things are stable or were stable for a period of time, especially within the home. But it looks to be like someone is looking into something. Maybe they see your stability. Maybe you were stable in general. Like they're looking back on that and seeing the relationship as stable. Okay, seeing the home as stable. And so this is kind of why they're like in this very fiery energy in terms of coming back to pursue you. Knight of Wands. Yeah, they're just like very passionate. Okay, they have this action, this drive about them where it's kind of like they're ready to go. Okay, they're ready to do things. I heard with gusto, with spirit. Okay, and like this shift of thought that sparked that was kind of like this King of Swords energy where they're finally being rational. They're finally being logical about what they're doing. They're speaking in their truth. They're kind of like really thinking about everything that went down and how to make things right again is what I heard. Okay. Something to do with, ooh. Okay, yeah, something to do with, that's interesting. So there was like some sort of blind spot as they were looking back on some of their actions. King of Wands is like they're finally seeing the vision of what this relationship means, okay? But this was like some sort of missing piece for them. Some sort of missing step is what I'm hearing. Because they're now reflecting on it with a lot of like emotional, not really emotional, but like intelligent, maybe emotional intelligence, intellectual power of some kind. They're just being really rational now, finally, is what I'm hearing from the universe. Queen of Pentacles. So it's like they want to be resourceful to you. They want to showcase their like reliability is what I heard. Their ability to nurture. Okay, maybe vice versa. Maybe you two are working that out. Okay, because it feels very magnetic in the frequencies of love here. Okay, and something to do with like you two are just like researching each other, trying to be like almost like I wouldn't say stalker vibes, but like taking time to reflect on what both parties want and need. Okay, ooh, that popped right up. We got the Lovers. That's interesting, especially in a love reading. Of course, Lovers doesn't necessarily mean love. It could just be like related to union, choices, alignment, partnership. But it's nice to see that here because it's kind of like you two are just kind of like really focused on your alignment with one another. You're really focused on the results, okay? And so this has all to do with you two kind of reflecting back on everything that you've acquired. So it feels as though your backs were turned to each other at some point in time, or their back was turned to you, or vice versa. And like, or maybe now because you're leading each other in a certain direction, that you're walking forward in that sort of way. Like you're trusting your paths forward in this relationship, is what it sounds like. Okay. I'm also kind of feeling like this is like a lucky break for some reason, like something to do with like you two have been waiting for this moment. You two have been working towards it. Yeah, Nine of Wands. It's like you've had to almost like grin and bear it in the certain circumstances and a certain like direction of things. Kind of feels as though things were a little rocky. The environment was a little rocky, is what I'm hearing there. Something to do with like there was just opposition. Maybe there's like family that was kind of standing in the way, friends, maybe past lovers, like exes of an ex or something like that. Um, kind of vibe. I don't know why. I was getting like baby mama drama for some reason. Okay. Something to do with someone having to almost like take a step back. Okay. Have foresight with this Three of Wands energy. Something to do with like having to move on. Because like there's like a lot of projection coming through. A lot of like outward rippling effects. People said things that they shouldn't have. People were thinking about certain things. You had to kind of withdraw a little bit, maybe kind of grow from certain situations. And I feel like this is like both sides, okay? But you two are like moving on from that energy, okay? Like despite the social sphere, the environment around you, kind of like having like this almost like gritty vibe to it, this like pressure, almost potentially being straining, okay? Just being stressful in some regard. So you're having to like protect your peace and kind of move forward from that with the Chariot. But you two are like in this like, energy of just like being sharp-minded, being curious, observant of the environment around you, which is allowing you to be or able to move forward with that Cancer energy there. Kind of just like traversing forward, driving forward. Ooh. And like knowing that, hey, everything's going to work out. Things are fated. This love connection, because like the word came through destiny, it felt as though it's like you two knew that this was meant to be, this connection was meant to be. So that's why it's like you two are coming back together. Oh, ah. Six of Pentacles. Okay, so Page of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Wow, so it's kind of just like, it's off screen, I'm so sorry. So it's like, yeah, Page of Pentacles. So, because you two are moving forward, because you're able to just like know what it is that you want, it's like this Page of Pentacles is just you two just being like almost like grounded in the relationship now. You see the potential, they see the potential, new opportunities are opening up, and you two are giving and receiving as well. Something to do with like needing to keep that energy strong within you, within the relationship, so that you can kind of like have a strong, I suppose, like a strong bond going forward. Something to do with just like being mindful of communication, being mindful of just like focusing on each other's needs and wants, so that one doesn't feel ignored, is what I'm getting at. Okay, let's find out what are the messages we need to hear in terms of like the shadow of that energy. Like, what do you need to look out for in terms of like when you're giving and receiving? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Reading old text messages. Okay, so it's kind of like there's going to be moments where you might find yourself, or they might find themselves reading old text messages. It might be text messages from past relationships, maybe, or just past things that were said, kind of like obsessing over past actions. The universe wants you two to kind of like move on from that, okay? And so it's like you start fresh with a clean slate, is what I'm hearing, which is going to be really important. So maybe you two should make some sort of agreement to like move on from certain things. Yeah, like moving on from feeling ghosted, moving on from rejection, confusion of certain text messages, what was really said, what did this really mean, stuff like that. Because it's like, it seems as though you two really want to work on the connection going forward. So it's just going to take a little bit of time to almost like, oop, my cards are falling. 1 second. The deck is falling. But yeah, that might be of significance. Maybe I'll like take these two that are like, oh, there's like 3 up facing ones. So I'll just take those. For some reason, it's like, universe is like, we have other messages. Please deliver them. Super funny. Okay, so something to do with also be playing the... Oh, wow. That's so crazy to have that on the bottom of the deck while the cards were like out. But yeah, there's like 3 other messages that the universe wanted to give you. So I'll like put that on the screen as well. But like, yeah, something to do with like the past breakup, okay? Something to do with just like things coming back. Things... Yeah, we have this fatigue, draining energy coming back again. It's like, don't reminisce on past actions of the relationship. Don't reminisce on the mental loops of the breakup. Don't reminisce on things that, yeah, just don't overanalyze, okay? Because it's like replaying that back in your head just kind of like creates this like deceit or deception, okay, about like, oh, what's really happening? What are the hidden motives, etc., etc. Universe wants you to kind of like step away from that, okay? Step away from like just like going through these like repetitive cycles and just let your good luck and fortune come through in this relationship is what I'm hearing, because it's like manifesting into something very beautiful, okay? Oop, yeah, it's all about just like self-care. Take the time, self-care. I don't know what it is. Something about like couple massage, couple therapy, couple like something to do with like hanging out as a couple, like going out, going to the park, something like that. Something to do where it's like prioritize your rest, prioritize your well-being with one another, prioritize just like pampering yourselves, having me time, stuff like that. It's gonna be really important. And as you go forward with that energy, like you're removing some of that past breakup vibes, okay? The universe also wants you to kind of like take in new influences, kind of have wanderlust, which is like you having like this creative spark, okay? This new energy igniting within you, kind of like set sail and embark on new journeys as you traverse this relationship, as you reconnect, okay? Don't forget to communicate and communicate with confidence. Something to do with like, don't shy away from telling the other person how you feel, what you're thinking about. Something to do where it's like it's only going to lead to withdrawal and disconnect and disappointment if you're not speaking about what you want, and vice versa. So kind of like have moments where you both talk to each other, kind of like that giving and receiving with that six of pentacles vibes that we're getting. Kind of reciprocate communication back and forth, so you can kind of like move forward with that page of pentacle vibes. It's like you have all the opportunity and potential for this relationship to flourish. So kind of like collaborate in that, so you can deliver each other like new messages, new insight, clarity, realization to certain things. It's just gonna bring balance. It's gonna be like some sort of like you're just like juggling these things really well, harmoniously is what I got. Things are gonna be more stable, okay? And things are going to also like allow you to have like renewed faith as well. Oh, interesting. Something to do with viewpoints and control. Yeah, so just be mindful of like certain viewpoints or controlling actions, or someone kind of like controlling the narrative of something. Really just hear each other out, okay? Reflect on these actions, past actions, and kind of just move forward from that. Yeah. See what other messages we have here. Hmm. Yeah, self-protection and dual natures. Yeah, so just like both protect your peace, okay? Protect your happiness, have dual nature in that. So it's kind of like, yeah, finding that balance, okay? Finding that accountability and what you both need, okay? I'm getting like justice vibes for some reason with that, which makes sense because when I was shuffling the deck, I was getting justice, and then kind of feels like with the twins, it's like that yin and yang. It's like that balancing of the scales, okay? So with that, I think those are all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider showing your support by subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a good comment down below. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.